Hey everyone, my name is Jamie Lee. Welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for watching this video today. Now today we have a video that I am super excited for because we are trying a brand that is completely new to me, and that is BERLOOK. Now as I'm sure you can tell by the fact that I'm in a swimsuit, this is a swimwear brand, though I did also see that they do have some activewear and clothing pieces as well, and also some cover-ups. So maybe if we love the swimwear, I'll try some of those other pieces someday. Now BERLOOK launched during the pandemic and was really meant to be an ethically made, sustainably sourced swimwear company, which they do still try to bring all of those ethical and sustainable elements in today. They try to make all of their products with bioavailable and recycled materials that are either natural materials or already recycled or very easily recyclable. They also pride themselves on ethical manufacturing processes, which I think is excellent. And I always love having a new sustainable option to turn to, especially when it comes to swimwear, because I feel like so much of it is made of ultra cheap plastic materials. They fall apart more quickly, and of course they are not good for the environment when they're being made. Now BERLOOK did send me the pieces that I'm going to be showing you today free of charge. Like always, that does not mean I only have to say nice things. They want me to share my true and honest opinions about everything with you. So that is what we will be doing today. Like always, I will include links to the specific pieces that I'm wearing down below and a link to BERLOOK just in general. So if you do want to check out any of the swimwear, you can find it down there. I will also include what size I'm wearing, but in general, I did get a size large in everything. I typically get a size medium. I'm around a US size 10 in bottoms, a little bit smaller up top, but I usually get swimwear based on my bottom size so that it fits. So I would definitely recommend checking out their size chart, because I did find, compared to like a Canadian or US store, their sizing is a little bit small. So I did size up in everything. Now, one thing that I thought was nice, a lot of times when I have reviewed sustainable brands in the past, I received their package, and similar to if you ordered from like American Eagle or Old Navy, every single thing is individually wrapped in plastic. They sent me two different little burlap sacks of stuff, and you can see that there's no plastic at all. It's literally just wrapped in tissue paper within the burlap, and then when you open up the paper, all of your suits are just nicely kind of sitting in there, so they're not individually wrapped in plastic, which I think is really nice. Now BERLOOK does also carry plus sizes, which they say go up to around a 3X. I'm not 100% sure on the plus sizes, but like I said, on the straight sizes, I would say that they run slightly small based on the measurements they give. So if you are at the upper end of a 3X, I would maybe just check your measurements against their size chart before ordering anything. But so far I can say, based on this first swimsuit, that this is a size large. This is fitting definitely a little bit bigger than I would expect most mediums to fit. I have a little bit of extra room, but I don't have like a ton of extra room, so I would say this is definitely closer to what I would expect from a medium versus a large. So just keep that in mind. Now in terms of pricing, I would say we're definitely looking at more mid-range pricing versus like ultra cheap fast fashion-y pricing or super expensive. Most of the one pieces are between like $60 to $90 depending on what type of one piece you're getting, what type of fabric it is. And most of the bikinis are like $30 to $50 per piece, depending once again on what they are. They do also have a sale section, so you can check that out if you maybe love some of the suits but don't want to pay the higher price. And in terms of shipping, it took me around a week and a half to receive the pieces, so not too long. And with that, let's get right into the review with this first swimsuit. Now I did get a blend of one pieces and bikinis, about half and half, so that hopefully we will get a really good overview over whether we like these bathing suits or not. And this first one I thought was very cute on the website. I think it's even cuter in person. It is this kind of like retro floral one piece that also has ties on the sides and a little tie in the center with a little bit of a peekaboo. Now I do like how this suit is cut. It's not straight across the hips. It does come up a little bit, not so much that you have to worry about it being like ultra high cut and flashing anything, but enough that it doesn't kind of cut your legs off and make you look much shorter. And this suit is fairly cheeky. I would say it's like a moderate amount of coverage for me. I would feel comfortable wearing that at a family-friendly event with kids present. I would say this suit, this is definitely the kind of suit that I feel like I could wear in front of anyone and to any event. And like I mentioned, it does have the true tie side, so you can tie these to be as tight or as loose as you want to kind of hold this up a little bit more if you need it. But I should also mention that there is not like a shelf bra in here. There is a seam below the bust, but because of kind of where it sits, everything is just sitting very naturally in here. You're not getting like lift and support, so if that's something you need, we will be looking at some options that have a lot more support. And at the back, it does also have a little tie to make it tighter across here. So if you do need this to be a little bit tighter, you can do that. But once again, it's sitting firmly below my breasts. It's not like sitting high enough to like really provide any lift for me. And that could be different for you. And this does have removable cups in it, which obviously you can take them out if you don't like them. But because of the style of the top, you wouldn't really be able to see that there's cups in there at all, even when wet, because it does have the loud pattern. It also has the ruching across the top, so I really don't feel like you can see the pads. If you take them out, I do think that this is thin enough that you might be able to see your nips if you get cold, as you will in most swimsuits, but you would not be able to see the color through them because this is double lined. Overall, I really like this one, so let's hope all the rest of them are going to be this cute. All right, next up we have something that is very off-brand for me, which is a tiny little tie string bikini. If you love a teeny tiny tie-up bikini, they do also have a matching bottom for this top that is like a tiny little tie side string bikini. I know for a fact I will never wear that, so I instead opted for this one, which is more of like a mid-rise traditional bikini bottom. That this one is exceptionally cheeky. I would not personally be able to wear this one near family or anything, but I do still think that it's really cute and it would be fine for like a vacation with my husband or with my friends. Now this top, very, very tiny and skimpy. Obviously, it's just a typical triangle bikini top. I do think that it looks cute. I have always loved how these look. I'm just always nervous. Like, I have pretty large breasts. I'm afraid they're gonna come flying out at any moment. If you're just going to be like laying around tanning, I feel like this type of top is fine. If you actually wanna like go get in the water, swim, do water aerobics, like do something where you're actually going to be moving around a lot and you have bigger boobs, I just feel like this type of top doesn't work quite as well. Now, it does feel pretty secure. Obviously, you can tie it however you want, so it's really up to you how secure it is. But one of the cool things about this bikini is both pieces are reversible. So this is the opposite side of that exact same bikini. You can see that when you flip it to this side, you do still get pops of red, and then obviously the strings are still red. I personally absolutely love pink and red as a color combination, so I think that this is really, really cute. I do think, unfortunately, I'm way too pale in February, gray February in Canada, to pull off the really bright pink, but I think in the summer it would look really cute with a little bit of a tan. But definitely let me know which side of this bikini you like better, the red or the pink. And I do think it's fun to have something reversible like this when you're going on vacation, because instead of having to pack 4 different suits, maybe you only pack 2 or 3 and they're all reversible, so you can get a lot of different looks with them. It lets me pack even more dresses when I go on vacation. Next up, we have one of the suits that I got because it was listed as one of the best sellers on their website, and that is this contrast trim one piece. Obviously, the black and white is very, very striking. I also feel like this is super on trend for this summer. I have seen literally every single swimwear company start coming out with black and white swimsuits in the last like couple of weeks. So I thought, why not try one of the best-selling black and white options from BERLOOK? Now, I do think that this suit is very, very cute. I love that rather than it being like a standard, super typical one piece, it just has like a little bit more going on that elevates it. It does have like an underwire built into the swimsuit to kind of give you a little bit of lift and support. And then it has this kind of like little notch cutout to really like highlight the breast area, and I think that it looks really good. These straps are fully adjustable, so if you need this to be sitting a little bit higher, you can adjust them to be tighter. And then it does have a little tie detail at the back, once again with that contrast black and white stitching. And this one I would say is a pretty full coverage, fairly modest on the bum. Once again, this is the type of swimsuit that I feel like I could wear to pretty much anything. I don't find anything super inappropriate about it. And super ironically, I did just get these sunglasses from American Eagle. I'm not 100% sure if I'm keeping them yet, but I feel like that is a look with the swimsuit and the white earrings. I think that this looks really, really cute together. It's kind of giving me like rich mom on a yacht, and I like that. I think that might be a good look for me this summer. And just for comparison's sake, I did buy a black and white swimsuit from American Eagle. I bought this one a few days ago. It literally just got here. And I kind of wanted to compare so that you understand like why these swimsuits might be a little bit more expensive. So this is the airy one. You can see that it's a very, very thin material. It is like a rib, but it's a wide rib and it feels super, super, super thin. It is double layered. Both layers are approximately the thickness of paper. This one does have the contrast lining, but there's definitely no like built-in structure to this suit whatsoever. It doesn't have any of the like tie details. It doesn't have the extra underwire to give you support. There's nothing to give you support in this swimsuit at all. And then by comparison, this suit is made of like a really thick, very luxurious feeling ribbed fabric. It obviously has the underwires built in there. It has the extra details at the back. Nice thick strap so it's not digging into you, unlike the airy one. And this one is also double lined, but both layers just feel a lot thicker. The inside layer that's against your skin feels a lot softer. So I definitely understand why something like this would have a higher price tag. This just looks a lot more elevated and like something an adult would wear versus the airy swimsuit that maybe a teenager would wear. And if you love the airy swimsuit and it fits really well on you and you feel good and confident in that, that's amazing. I do just think that I'm getting to a point in my life where I'd rather have fewer sustainable and high-end things. And I'm not talking about like designer things that are just expensive for no reason. Just things that are built to last a little bit longer and made of better fabrics and materials. And this, I would say, definitely fits all of those check boxes. It feels really good. It fits good. I think that it looks really nice. And it's made a little bit more sustainably and ethically than most of the other options out there. Now this one breaks my heart a little bit because both of these pieces are so freaking cute. On the website, both of these colors were listed as coffee, so I, maybe foolishly, assumed that they were going to match each other. The top is like a cool toned brown, and the bottom is like a super ultra warm toned brown, so they absolutely do not match at all. And specifically, I had gotten this top instead of the top that it recommended with the bottoms because I thought that this one would just suit me a little bit better, but I clearly should have just gone with the one that matched because now I just have this kind of like mismatch top and bottom situation, a little bit awkward. But I will say individually, I do like both of these pieces. I actually think that I like the color of the top more and like I really like the fit of it, but I love the fabric of the bottoms. The fabric on these bottoms is like an ultra soft, super comfy rib fabric that feels so, so good. It's so soft. And then obviously it does have this little O-ring detail that you can kind of move around a little bit. These once again are more of like a cheeky coverage bottom, still not too cheeky in my opinion. I think that they look really good. The top I like. I love how it looks on me. I think that it's really flattering and I love something that has a bit more support for a bikini top. However, this one is more of like a slight crinkle material, which if your arms were rubbing against it a lot, if you were like swimming or doing an activity, I do think that it might cause a little bit of irritation just because it's ever so slightly scratchy. So if you love the bottoms, I would maybe recommend just getting the top that actually matches them. And I will try to link, hopefully I remember, the top that matches these bottoms, in addition to linking this, and maybe I'll try and find a pair of bottoms that matches it if you like it better, because this was clearly my mistake, but I'm very sad about it because once again, I love these bottoms and I so desperately wish that I had a top to match them. I might have to just go back and buy the matching top. Now for this top, like I mentioned, it does have an underwire and it's kind of like a balconette style top with like the extra lining here. I think that it looks really cute. I love the neckline. And then this one does also have adjustable straps, and then it also has a tie at the back, so you can tie this part to be as tight as you need, which I think is excellent. And overall, just picture with me how cute this would have been if these were the same color. I'm very, very sad that they're not. Next up, we have a one piece that I just thought looked incredibly fun, and I'm actually very glad that I got it. I think this is adorable. And this is a Lurex one piece, and then it obviously also has the little wooden O-ring in it. And if you've never worn anything that was Lurex before, I personally find sometimes that this material can be so scratchy. That is not the case here. This material is silky smooth, very, very soft. It's that same like nice thick rib material, but it's also incredibly stretchy. I would say even a little stretchier than some of the other options that we've tried. And when I first held up this swimsuit, I was not sure if I was going to like fit in it correctly. Like it looks like it's going to be hard to get into, but it wasn't. It's got this really cool crisscross detail at the back, which like I said, did make me feel like it was going to be hard to get into, but you literally just put it on like any other swimsuit and it very much just stretches to fit everything that you've got. I love the more high cut leg on this, but obviously that does also mean that this one is very cheeky at the back. So if you don't like a cheeky option, I would maybe stay away from this. But if you're going somewhere with like your partner or your friends, I think that this is a very cute option. Maybe you're going somewhere to meet someone. I think this would be great for that. It's very cute, a little bit sexy. I love the deeper V here. And this one does also have removable padding. Once again, you could take it out if you don't like it, but I feel like all the padding has been done in a way that it doesn't look like crazy removable padding. Like a lot of times in cheaper swimsuits, I feel like you can see exactly where that padding is, but in these, because the material is thicker and nicer, I feel like you aren't really getting that. And the fabric on this is literally so shimmery and shiny. And I don't know how well you'll be able to see the shimmery sparkliness with like studio lights as I have in this room, but outside in sunlight, I feel like this is going to look so glimmery and beautiful. Unfortunately, it is gray, so I can't even go outside and see, but I do really, really love this. I think it's super pretty and a little bit sexy, and I do like that. Now, next up, we have another bikini option. This time, another Lurex piece, which this one is even shinier. This is like that ultra bright, sparkly silver Lurex that I picture when I hear that name. However, I will mention that this one is definitely a little bit scratchier. The last one, no hint of scratch whatsoever. This one, you can hear is definitely a little bit rougher on the outside, but that is definitely how it's giving the crazy amount of shine that you see like literally every single time I move. If you are somebody that is like very, very bothered by any type of fabric and scratchy material, I would avoid this material specifically. Literally any of the other swimsuits that I've tried, I think would be fine for you. This one could definitely get on your nerves. I know me, when I get very hot, if I'm like sitting out in the sun for hours, I tend to just get a little aggravated in general. That's embarrassing to admit, but I feel like I do, especially if I'm like very hungry. So I could see if I'm like hungry and hot and sweaty, the fabric annoying me a little bit. Now the top on this one is another underwire top. This one is also ruched across the center. I feel like this one looks really cute on. However, I wish I had have gotten a size medium in this because the back is not adjustable and it's a little bit loose on me. So the underwire itself is not sitting like flush against me because there's nothing holding it tight against me. I would probably need to tie this back and it's not meant to be a tie back. Now the straps are adjustable so you can get more support if you need it, but if I pull this up, my boob is just gonna slip out the bottom because it's not quite tight enough for me. And I think I have kind of discovered just in general that I could probably go with a medium for tops at BERLOOK, and for reference I usually wear a 34 double D. It's more so the bottoms that I would probably want to stick with the size large. and that's good to know. Now these bottoms, I would once again consider them more of like a mid-rise bottom, not super low cut, which makes me super uncomfortable, but not like ultra high rise like a lot of suits seem to be lately. Now this one once again is fairly high cut and it is pretty cheeky at the back, so if you're looking for a full coverage, this is probably not it. But if you want even less coverage, they did have an even smaller, cheekier version of these like sparkly Lurex bottoms, and they had loads of like ultra low rise, teeny tiny tie side or no tie bikini bottoms. That's just not a style that I tend to gravitate towards, so I did not get any of those today. And I'm glad, because I would have ended up not keeping them. And then last but certainly not least, this was another one of their best-selling suits, which is their tie floral one piece. And this one is essentially just a normal one piece from here down, and then up here it has kind of like a drawstring that is a true tie that you tie as tight as you want, and then you can kind of ruche it up to create kind of little pockets for your breasts, and I feel like this one is very flattering. I love how it looks from the side. I think that it looks really, really cute, and I really do like the neckline on this. I think it's really beautiful. Once again, quite modest and something that I feel like I could wear to literally anything, which it's always nice to have a few family-friendly bathing suits so that you don't feel like you have to wear a tiny string bikini to like go swimming with your grandma. And from the back, this one is pretty much full coverage. Once again, I would feel comfortable wearing this absolutely anywhere. And it does once again have adjustable straps as well. This one is a super soft, very nice, thick, stretchy material. And it does once again have those removable pads in it. And I will say, while I usually do take removable pads out of most swimsuits, I almost never take them out of anything that's white, just in case. I don't want anybody seeing through. But I do think that because this one is so thick, you probably would not have that problem. I would still probably opt to leave them in. And with that, those are all of the different swimsuits that I got from BERLOOK. I have to say that I am very, very impressed. I have tried so many swimwear brands on this channel, and sometimes I do reach a point where I'm like, you know, I've tried all these different brands. So many of the newer ones I've tried are just not that good. I'm not having that problem. I really, really like these swimsuits. I do think that they're worth the money, even though it is slightly higher than what you would pay at like an American Eagle. I think that the quality is there, and I understand why the price is higher, and that is not always the case. I've tried very expensive swimwear in the past that I have not liked very much, but I'm really, really enjoying these. I think that they look really beautiful, they fit really well, and I'm definitely looking forward to sunnier weather to actually be able to wear them, which in Canada is not coming for quite some time. I hope it's a little sunnier where you live. Now, like always, if you do have any questions about BERLOOK, about any of the suits that I tried on, maybe about other suits on their website, you want my opinion, be sure to let me know down in the comments section. Like always, I'm so happy to answer any and all questions. And with that, thank you so much for watching this video today. Huge thank you to BERLOOK for sending me these suits to give my review. I hope that you have a fabulous day and that I will see you next time. Bye!